Good morning, Doodle friends, and welcome back to the doghouse. If you're new here, my name is Beth, and I raise multi-generation golden doodle puppies. Well, it's about week 9.5 or so for Boots and Lulu's litter, and I have so much information to tell you. We already have found homes for 5 of those puppies, and that means we have 5 more left here at the house. We are also planning to keep one of those puppies back for our program. So I want to share in this video which one we're keeping and how we decided to choose her. Also, we're going to be doing a couple of different kinds of testing in this video. Number one, we're going to be doing a DNA test for that puppy that we're thinking of keeping back. And another kind of test we're going to be doing is a temperament test with the rest of the puppies that are still here. I'd like to share with you how we decide which puppies should go with which families, and that's through some temperament testing. And it helps give those families a little more information other than they're cute or they're playful or they're a great puppy. So temperament testing is important. In addition, I'd like to just reiterate my announcement from our last video and let you all know that Ivy is pregnant. It's been confirmed and her due date is August 24th with a go home date for her puppies around October 20th. If you'd like to go ahead and get on the wait list for her litter, go ahead and follow the link for my website in the description and you can contact me through the website. Well, we've got a lot to do this week, so let's go ahead and get on with the video. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do some DNA testing with our new possible puppy. This is when you first go to Embark, you're gonna order a test kit. This is in case you would like to do this for your own dog at home. So I already have an account with Embark because I've already DNA tested all of our adult dogs. So this is gonna be a new one. So I went online and I ordered a kit. It comes in an envelope from Embark, looks just like that. And inside, you're gonna have the kit. This is the return envelope that you mail your test back. These are the directions, very easy. This is a little bag that you're gonna put it in. And then here is the test right here. You're gonna see it has a swab and a little solution that you're gonna put it in. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take this swab and you're gonna swab their cheek, their gums, get lots of saliva on there for about 30 to 60 seconds. Get it all good and goopy and wet in there in their mouth. And then you're gonna flip it over, put it in the solution, give it a shake a few times, and then put it back into the envelope. It's super easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the puppy. I'll introduce you to one we're gonna keep, and you can watch me do it in real time. So Embark tests for many different health conditions as well as just different traits for your dog. It's a great sort of overall snapshot of your dog to see anything that might stand out that could be something that you wouldn't want to perhaps breed with. Now, because we've already DNA tested both Lulu and Boots, I'm assuming that this test will be okay, but you never know if there's a recessive gene from either one that passed on. There could always be a chance that there might be something that's undesirable that you might not want to pass on to future puppies. So it's always a good idea just to go ahead and DNA test, make sure that they're as healthy as possible and that they're in a good breeding stock, so to speak. So that's why we do the DNA testing. Dun, 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 dun. And here she is. This is baby Gaia. She is the darker green collar girl that we've had. Isn't she beautiful? Mm-hmm. And the reason we chose Gaia, I'm going to tell you about the traits that I was looking for to add to my program. First of all, she has a really nice structure to her head. She's got a nice sort of I don't know if you can see this, a nice sort of blocky head. Really good structure, a nice shorter snout, and I really love her. Obviously, she's got a great coat with some nice coloring. Now, she's a puppy. Coloring and all of this could change. She could grow out of this. She could lighten up. She could darken up. It's really, when you have a puppy, they're not always gonna stay that exact look. Anybody who's had a dog that maybe got lots of cool, funky colors and then they grew up and they all got lightened up or something knows they can change a lot. So, I'm hoping she keeps her coloring though, because a lot of this is much darker than Lulu and Ivy. When Lulu and Ivy were babies, they were about this color, maybe a little bit lighter. And now, as you've seen in my videos, they're very light. They're almost a cream color. So I'm hoping she stays a little bit more red like Daddy. And I just love her coloring, her coat. And also I wanna just point out, she has a nice wavy coat And I think it's gonna probably stay a bit of a wave, but it's got a lot of nice straightness going on here. So I'm really hoping that stays as well. She also has a great temperament, which we're gonna talk about in a little while about temperament testing. And so all of those together helped us decide to go ahead and hold her back for our program. The last piece of the puzzle, of course, is to go ahead and do her DNA swab, just to make sure she's as healthy as can be and has all those lovely traits that we're looking for, like her furnishings and different things that we look for. So I'm gonna go ahead and do her swab, and then we're gonna mail that off, and then when it comes back, it usually takes a few weeks. When it comes back, we'll be able to review it with you and let you know what we've learned for little baby Gaia here, which of course we also need a new name. I don't know that I'm gonna keep the name Gaia. So if you have any good names in mind for her, here's a good look at her. Go ahead and write them down in the comments because we are in need of some good names. Isn't she precious? I love her. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. So this is it. I just took it out of the package. It's got this little, it looks almost like a giant Q-tip. It's a little sponge, and I'm gonna put it in her mouth for about 30 to 60 seconds. And this doesn't hurt or anything, but she's gonna probably wanna chew on it. Hi, can I put this in your mouth? Hi. Okay, and you wanna kind of rub it along their gums, get it all kind of gummy with their saliva. Yeah, let them chew on it a little bit. Not too much though, because we don't wanna tear it apart, but we wanna get it all nice and wet, but we really wanna rub it along those gums, get those DNA cells going on there. Yeah. Don't want you falling off the counter either. So come here. She just wants to eat it. Okay, I've got it kind of going in the back, by her gums, up by her teeth. Yeah, is that yummy? Is that yummy? I think I've gotten enough, but I want to make sure that it doesn't get sent back saying inconclusive, you know? Any more in there? Okay, I think we got it. I think we're good. All right, so I'm gonna put her down so that she doesn't fall off. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna unscrew the top, flip it over, put it inside the solution, make sure that's on tight, and then we're gonna do this for about 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, puppy, 6, 7, come here, pup, 8, 9, 10. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the envelope, and we're gonna send it back. We're gonna seal it up. Ivy, come here. Hi. Hi, Mama. We have to take your vitamin today. All right, it's in here. And then we're gonna put it in the envelope, seal it up. Got her name on here as well on the sample. And it's ready to go. And the other part that you want to do is when you get your kit, if you're ever going to do this at home, because it's kind of fun to see what kind of traits your dog has, you want to go ahead online and activate your kit. They need to make sure they know which kit is coming, it matches with the number on the kit, and then you set up a profile for your dog. So that way it will all match up. And like I said, it should take a couple of weeks, and then we'll have all the results. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the mail. Okay. So I do want to do some temperament testing with the puppies this week, and but first I thought I'd show you who was here and who was left. I will do an update, probably my next video, of all the puppies that have left, and I'll show you pictures of who they left with, who got them, and where they're living now, and what their new names are, and all that. I'll do a whole puppy update next time. But this time, this is who's left. We've got Zeus. I've got 4 puppies left to find homes, and of course they're on my hair again. I've got 2 boys and 2 girls. So the boys are Zeus, and this is Zeus. He's a curly guy. He's my largest puppy. And where's my other boy? Da, 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 da. Where are you? Nope, that's Gaia. Let's see. Nope, that's my clipper. Hold on. That's Gaia. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here, boy. And we've got Poseidon. So Zeus and Poseidon, as of this week, are available. These are them right here in my arms. Poseidon's got a little red and white on him, and then Zeus is more of a tan or apricot-y curly coat. Okay, Then for my 2 girls that are available, I've got Purple, which is Hestia. Purple meaning purple collar, not that she's a purple dog. And she's got just this little tiny splash of white on her chest. And where's my other girl? I've got my sweet girl. Her name's Persephone, and she is the most chill puppy of the whole group. Of all 10 of them that we had, really is very, very chill. She's super sweet. And this is Persephone, and she's super laid back. Stop wrestling when I'm trying to talk. Oh my gosh. So this is Persephone. Yes. Super sweet. And then this is Hestia, also super sweet. Not to, make sure you know that they're all super sweet. But Persephone is extremely laid back, whereas purple collar girl Hestia has a little more energy and wants to play more. So these are the girls that are available. So 2 boys and 2 girls. So before I do a little temperament testing and tell you about that and why we do that, I did want to just take a look at their paw pads and maybe around their eyes a little bit, and also around their private areas, because when they're this age, they don't need a whole lot of grooming because they're so young. But nail trims, hey, come here, nail trims, and usually around like their bottoms. It just helps with when they use the restroom, like they're using the restroom. When they go to the bathroom, it helps not create such a mess. Also their eyes, sometimes their hair grows right into their eyes, so I try to trim it a little bit. Where else do we trim? Oh, and their paw pads. They get a lot of hair in between their pads. And so this helps them to get that traction on their pads instead of having the fur covering them and them sliding all over the place. So I'm gonna see if they'll let me do a little bit of trimming. They just woke up from a nap, so they are pumped full of energy. So I may have to put this off until later, but I'm gonna turn this on. This is one of my smaller clippers I've shown before. This is called One Is All, as in like one is all you need. And it's just this little vibrating, it's a great little one that can get in between the paw pads and into small areas. It's a very gentle vibration, so it's not like that big clipper that I use for the bigger dogs for their all over haircuts. All right, so I'm gonna let them see it, feel it. I'm just gonna put it on their body. I don't know if you can see this. I'm not really doing this in front of the camera very well. So here's Zeus. I'm just kind of letting him smell it. I don't want to just thrust it at him without any warning, because all these things are new. And so, they're licking it. They want to play with it. They think it's a toy. All right, so I'm first going to see if I can get some of these paw pads. And I may not even do like a full job because I just want them to get used to it. And you can't see, but I'm just kind of getting, hi, I know, they think it's a toy. And I'm just getting in there. Let me see if I can try and get the camera in here so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna turn it off and just show you what I'm doing. So this is Zeus. These are his paws, obviously. These are his paw pads right in here. And all this fur right in there, right in here. It gets in the way. It covers the pads, makes it very slippery, catches all the yucky stuff that he's walking in. Mostly in this house, it would just be their accidents. So it's gonna help keep them cleaner. It's gonna help them grip better and not slip around so much on my slippery floors. So it's just good to get in their little paw pads and clean all of that up. So that's what I'm doing. So I know you can't really see that on camera, but I'm gonna try and scooch back. The puppies are very interested in the phone right now, so I'm hoping it stays put. So let's talk about temperament testing. Hi. So the temperament testing that I'm gonna share with you today, is nothing super formal. It's not like a specific program. It is nothing I've trained for. In fact, don't do what I'm doing if you want like something more official. I am doing a very unofficial, very superficial examination of the puppies. What I'm gonna be doing is just mostly observing, and then I'm gonna be introducing a few things such as like playing with a toy, seeing if they come when asked to like a callback. I'm gonna see how they react when I pick them up and hold them up off the floor. I'm gonna see what happens, all different things. I have 10, I know you wanna play. I may have to do this later. I have 10 items on a list, and I've been doing this with the other puppies, sort of unofficially, clearly not on camera, just so that I can help give more information for the families that come to see the puppies. What I'm really assessing for their temperament in this sense of the temperament testing is really just a quick sense of, are they a very active dog, or are they a very passive dog, or are they kind of a neutral dog? I want to see how they do with these tests. You've heard me talk about, sorry. Hey, can we keep it down? I'm trying to talk. You've heard me talk about taking notes for each puppy, like when they were on the stairs and we were assessing their ability to go up and down the stairs and really practicing with them, which they all are doing so great now. But I was taking notes. Who's brave? Who is more hesitant? Who took a lot of coaxing? Who just ran up and down with no problems? Those are all going into part of their assessments to see what kind of dog they are. Because I want to be able to tell the families that, hey, this little guy is super brave, very adventurous, super playful. He'd be great for an active family, and someone who wants to go out on hikes, somebody who might be looking for a service dog because they're very brave, and maybe the dog but is also very loyal and listens to commands really well. So these are all things that we can tell at this early stage, and I can try and match up the dogs to the families. When the families have been coming over this past week, what I would do is assess what are they looking for. And then I would put all the puppies out that matched that criteria, and I put the rest of the puppies in the box. That way they knew exactly what they were looking at, and they could pick from that pool of puppies. So if they were looking for a female that was laid back, well, then I put all the males in, and I put all my wild puppies in the box, and then they knew exactly what they had to choose from, and it was really, really helpful. So I thought I would just go ahead and show you some of the things I've been doing with them over the past couple of weeks as part of their little assessments. Again, there are many different kinds of temperament testing, and I want to make it clear that this is in no way an official sort of assessment. This is more just for me to help my families pick the best puppy for them. This is nothing to do with being a service animal or anything else much more official. This is really just a quick little help for the families. Okay, all of that said. So they are going crazy right now because they just woke up from a nap. So I think I'm gonna hold off till they're a little more sleepy to do their grooming. So like I said, I've got 6 puppies here, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the first part of my assessment. I'm actually gonna get off the floor so that I can, the first part of the assessment for temperament testing is observing. And so when we observe, I'm gonna get up and sit and keep talking. Okay. So the first part is observing, because you can tell a lot about a puppy before you even do anything. You can watch them for a long time and just see how they play with everybody else. Like these guys are wrestling around. Do they both like to wrestle? Are they chasing each other? Or is it just one of them initiating the play? And so you just want to make some mental notes. You can take some paper and pen notes. Do they prefer jumping into group activities, or do they hang off to the side? I've got 2 wrestling here. I've got 2 wrestling there. I've got one on top of is that Zeus? He's always on top of this little mountain. Is it Zeus? Yes, it is. I'm not surprised. White collar Zeus. Hi, baby. He loves the top of the mountain. And what else? And then this one's trying to get in on the action. Even Penelope. Why do I keep saying Penelope? Even Persephone is in on the action. They just got a new toy. Get that stingray. Get that stingray. Get it. Yes, you get that stingray. So that's Hera. Hera is the one that is taken. This little girl right here. She's taken, and we're just watching her now for a week or 2 while Mama is on a business trip. So we just want to observe. and make some mental notes. How are they doing with each other? How are they interacting? And who's initiating play? Who might be sitting out on the sidelines? And I'm gonna try to watch them now for a bit, and I'll see if I can film them. Of course, I'm sitting here, so they just want me in the camera. But I'm gonna try and let them just be naturally playing for a little while. Hi, how are you? You're so sweet. You're so sweet. This is Hera. Yes, you're such a sweet girl. Yes, yes. Hello, hello. This is Zeus. My big boy Zeus. He's my biggest. He's almost 12 pounds already. Can you believe that? These guys have gotten so big so fast. All right, go play. I'm supposed to be observing you. Go play. So, we're gonna observe. That's another thing to mention. Who likes to use their voice a lot? That's gonna be a significant part of their assessment. We want to know who's making noises, who's asserting themselves, who wants to maybe be more dominant. Do you see how Zeus likes to go up on top of the stairs? He likes to assert his dominance. And that's something definitely families will want to know. Assertive dogs are typically brave. They can be more independent. They are great leaders. So these are all good qualities. Let's see who else. I've got this little girl who's very inquisitive. My little purple collar girl, Hestia. Hi, Hestia. Hi. Hi. What you doing? Hi, Persephone. With so few of them, I can pick them out of a lineup here now a little bit more easily. I don't have as much dog blindness. When they were all here, it was a lot harder, because a lot of them look so similar. The rest of the temperament test will actually be more one-on-one. This is the only part that I think I usually do in a group. Then I try to pull them out one by one, and I'll take them to the living room, and just kind of, that way I know I have their attention, and then sort of test them on some different things. Hi, hello, I've got this little girl right by my side. Hi, actually, you're a little boy. I thought you were Hestia, but you are Poseidon. Hello, Poseidon. Hi, gorgeous. Hello, baby. Look at those little vampire puppy teeth. So sharp, so sharp, so sharp. Okay. All right, so we've got some good wrestling over there. Oh, goodness. So I would say Zeus is very dominant, very brave, very playful, very active. Just from my observations of him here. I will then confirm that with my other little tests that I do with him on his own. But in a group setting, that's his style. Whereas Persephone is much more laid back. She often will be seen, she's the one that right there that's eating. She's unbothered by all of this, so that's great. And she'll often just go sit in the corner by herself and watch everything that's going on. She'll play for a little bit, because she is a puppy, she does play. But she's not gonna be like Zeus here, who wants to just get in the action. Yes, yes. Zeus is the one, right, you can't quite tell them apart, but Zeus is the white collar, if you ever get a flash of color. Hi, 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 hi. This is Zeus, he has a white collar. And then this is Hera with the yellow collar. Their collars are tucked under their fur, so it's hard to see who's who. Go ahead, go play, go play. Go play, go play. I know, I wasn't trying to fuss with you. I'm sorry, go play. So, hi. You're just looking out the window? Look at how pretty red in the sunlight. Your fur's so red. Look, a little redhead, yeah. And this is Hestia. All right, so I'm gonna sit and observe them some more, and then I'll take you along for the other parts of the temperament testing as well. Okay, it's the next day. I got a little busy yesterday, so we're gonna finish the temperament testing today. I'm gonna pull one dog out. I'm actually gonna do them all, but I'll just do one for you guys so you can see what little exercises I do for their temperament testing. These are very quick, they're very easy. They're things that are meant to just give them a little stressor so that I can see how they react. For example, I might want to make some noises near them and see how they react. I might drop a couple of spoons near them or something to startle them and see how they react. I might pick them up off of the ground, just cradle them off the ground from their belly and see if they try to wriggle free or if they're okay with me handling them like that. Another test is to pick up their back legs. This is a great test to see how they'll react, like if they're at the vet or at the groomers or anything like that. You know, pick up their back leg for a few minutes and see if they're okay or if they're trying to wriggle free or if they try to, you know, put their teeth on me or anything like that. Try and just see how they react with that. Holding them in my arms, cradling them. Are they gonna try and wriggle free, of course, or are they okay to be held like that? Other tests, laying them out on my legs just nice and flat and just petting them like on their backs to see if they'll stay or if they are eager to get up and play and they're not ready to lay down in that position. Can I think of anything else? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go through the whole list. I have a little assessment page here. You can see I've just got their colors here, and then A for active, N for neutral, and P for passive. And again, I want to reiterate, that doesn't mean that any dog is better or worse than any other dog. This is just simply to see what their personality is like at this stage. So active puppies are smart, full of fun, which means there will suddenly be a lot of life going on under your roof. They're spirited, intelligent, they're active, and adored by owners who have the time and determination needed to train and socialize them. So they may need a little extra care in training because they're so spirited. Neutral puppies are more relaxed, undemanding, sort of the regular guys of the dog world, very middle of the road. And then passive are our more shy puppies. They appreciate love and support, but they could be a little more fearful of change. They do best in consistent environments with people who have the patience and time for extra socialization. So those are important. If you've got lots of high energy little kids in your house, you're going to want probably more of an active puppy. You're going to be able to adjust and adapt with those high energy children in the house. If you've got an active household and then you pick a very shy, fearful puppy, that's not going to be a very good match. So this is again why we do this. They are about 9.5 weeks or so right now, and so this is going to be very different from when they go to their forever homes. And in 3 or 4 months of age, their personalities could change a little bit. It also is going to change situationally. Right now, they are competing for all the resources, all the toys, the attention, the food. It's all a bit of a race to get there and competition because they've got so many puppies in there. Once they're home, they've got all the attention and food and toys to themselves. They may mellow out, they may change a little bit. Their personalities are still very much developing. So this is a very cursory look to see what they're like so that I can just share with their families what my observations are so far. All right, let me go grab a puppy and we'll bring him in and you can see what I do to help assess the rest of their personality. Okay, we're back and we're gonna go ahead and do a little play one-on-one session with Hestia. This is Purple Collar Girl, Hestia. And we're just gonna play with her a little bit. You may hear her siblings in the puppy room. They're a little jealous that I took her away. And I'm gonna have a little one-on-one time with her. So I brought some toys and we're gonna try and engage her and see if she'll play with me. And she's a very playful puppy. And so I know these guys pretty well, but I'm just doing this for your benefit so you can see what I'm doing. The one-on-one time is important. When you go to a breeder, look at this, she's just a love bug in my lap with her toys, hanging out with me, very comfortable. This is all awesome. But when you go to a breeder's home or wherever you're going to buy your puppy, you should sit down and try to play with it and see. Now, it may be hard if you've got a room full of puppies. What would be great? Come here. You can see if they'll come to you, if you can engage them in some play. She's very curious about this room because they're not usually allowed in here. So she's sniffing around big time, looking for, she probably smells the other dogs, of course, that come in this room, and she's exploring the new furniture, all the new scents. Puppy, 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 come here, come here. What's this? Puppy, puppy. She's right under the camera. Come here. Good girl, good girl. So I can definitely call her when she's otherwise engaged over being very distracted. I can call her over and lure her over with a toy, so that's good to know. What was I saying before? I feel like I'm scattered with this chat. When you go, try and play with the puppy. If you can get that puppy alone, that's great. And then just, engage with them. See if they'll come to you. See if they're interested in you, and take a couple of their toys if you can, or a treat if you can, and see if they'll play with you. And really what you're looking for is someone to match your expectations for a puppy. If you are high energy, you want a higher energy dog. If you are, you want someone to cuddle on the couch and watch some movies, then you want a lower energy dog. Really you want to try and match up your personality and your lifestyle with that of the dog. Now, with a caveat of knowing that that personality can change a little bit. Remember, their personalities are based on their past experience, which is very short. They've had a very short life, and they've been having a lot of experience with their siblings. So you have to, give it all with a bit of a grain of salt there, that, things could change. But your initial reaction, you'll connect with a puppy, I think. When you walk into a room, we all tend to gravitate towards the puppies that we're looking for that match our personality. So I do feel like a little intuition is involved, as well as a little prep and play. She has my shoe. She's right off camera, and she's playing with my shoe. All these toys, and all they want is a shoe. Hi, can you bring me my flip-flop? Come here. Puppy, 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 come here. Come here. She's like, no, you're gonna take it away from me, because I've been taking it out of her mouth. Come here, puppy. I'm gonna go grab her. All she wants is my shoe. Maybe I'll bring my shoe over too. And then we're gonna move on with a couple of other things to do with the test. Another part of the test is cradling. Can I cradle her in my arms? And will she stay for a minute? Will she be okay? Is she comfortable? Or is she super squirmy? Again, these are not good or bad traits. This is just, if she's a more active dog, she'll be squirmy. She's like, nope, I can't sit still. I want to get out and play. She seems to be really comfortable for a few seconds, and now she wants to get out and play or explore some more. And that's fine. She was able to be calm for a little bit. So that's something to note. I would say that was more of a neutral response. She wasn't super passive and sat there for a long time. She wasn't super active and tried to get in my arms right away. She sat there for a few seconds, was okay, and then wanted to get out. That's more of a neutral response. Another test that we're gonna do, hi, is I'm gonna lift up her back paw. And how does she, I've got it a couple of inches off the floor, and she's okay. She's not wriggling free too much. I'm gonna try her other one. Come here. I'm gonna try her other back paw. Now, what am I testing here? I'm sort of just testing her ability to be a little bit uncomfortable. That's not a natural stance. And so I wanted to know, is she gonna reach around and try to put her mouth on me? Is she uncomfortable? Is she gonna try and shake her leg free and run? This again, I believe, is more of a neutral response. This is something the vet will do, a groomer might do. It's just sort of an unnatural pose. But she sat there with me. She was a little bit, she put her mouth over to me to say, hi, hey, what are you doing? And then that was it. She's yawning. So she wasn't super fearful of that response, of that stance. It was uncomfortable, but she's able to handle it for a few seconds and then move on. Sorry for all the noise. They're all wrestling in the other room. I'm happy they're playing nicely. Okay. Another thing is I'm gonna stand up and just lift her off the ground, holding her by the belly. Let's see what she does there. That's another little test. to see if that's okay. Again, it's sort of putting her in a little bit of an uncomfortable, weird position. So I'm just gonna pick her up, hold her up off the ground, see what she does. Is she wriggling and trying to get out of my hands? Is she like, okay, this is weird? So I held her there for a few seconds. I'm not trying to make her super uncomfortable. I'm just sort of seeing. Now, she did, again, another sort of neutral response. She was fine for a few seconds, like, all right, what are we doing here? And then, all right, are we gonna do anything? Then she tried to get out of my hands a little bit. So again, that's very normal, neutral, middle of the road. An active puppy would have been like, nope, I'm not having this. I want to get out and be free and go play and get out of here. A passive dog would have just, I'd still be there holding her or him passively, just like, okay, what are we doing? I'm fearful. I'm just going to freeze here. I don't know what's happening. Or I'm just going to melt and let you do whatever you want. So these are just different responses. Puppy, 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 puppy. Another response, I'm gonna go get some spoons and make some noise and then do a startle reflex and see what happens when I drop some spoons and clangy noises right next to her, and we can see how she responds to that. So give me 1 second. Okay, we're back. I've got a couple of spoons with me, and I'm gonna see what happens. She's not running away. Oh, she just walked away. Come here. But she was interested at first, and then she's like, all right, that's boring. Again, as you all know, if you've watched my past videos, we do a lot of sound training, so I didn't expect her to be too startled. She was like, okay, heard that before, and then moved on. So I'm gonna bring her back and see if I can startle her by dropping them. That's something I don't normally do, and see how she responds to that. 1 second. One thing I will say is Purple Collar Girl is very inquisitive. So when we're done with an exercise, she is exploring this room because it's a fairly new room for her to look around. Like I said, they're not usually allowed in here. So she is sniffing and looking around at everything, and that's just very normal for a puppy to do, of course. All right, I'm gonna try a startle test. I'm gonna stand up and drop these right next to her and see if she jumps, whines, cries, is fearful, sniffs, whatever. We'll see what her reaction is. Are we ready? Okay, and she was not startled at all. She's sniffing the spoons, picking them up. She thinks they're toys, and that noise right next to her didn't even bother her. That's something I wouldn't normally do. Oh, and she's stealing a spoon and going to go play with it. Okay, so that is a very, I would say again, a neutral response. She wasn't bothered by it. She now just took a spoon and is going to play with it. So again, passive or fearful would have been, startled, jumped, maybe run away. Aggressive would be, ooh, grrr, going after it. I'm acting like a dog. And then again, her response is pretty neutral. Like she wants to play with it, but she's not like really jumping after it, but she's hanging out and playing with it. Another exercise you can do, this would probably work better you as a stranger to the puppy. Again, she's very used to me, is to stand up, be as big as possible, and bend over to pet them. That could be very intimidating for a very passive dog who might be shy or fearful. So I'm just gonna stand up, be nice and big. Come here. And then I'm gonna pet them from this position instead of getting on their level. Let me grab her, because she keeps wandering off. Okay, so, puppy, hi. And I'm going right for her face, which is not how you're supposed to pet a dog, right? You're supposed to just she's coming right to me, she's licking me. Again, she knows me, so this is a little bit of a skewed test. But again, a very neutral response. Nothing aggressive and nothing passive or fearful. Very typical kind of middle of the road puppy behavior. Another test is to lay her on her back. Let's see if I can get her to do it. And sort of just pet her like this. Nice long strokes. See how she reacts. Is she gonna wiggle free? Or is she gonna melt into my lap? Or is she going to basically let me do this for a minute and then get bored and walk away? We will see. I'll let you in on a secret. Our puppy picking was between Gaia and Hestia. My children really would like Hestia, just because they want a more of a brown color dog. And so it was a hard choice. And honestly, if she doesn't sell, I may even consider keeping her back as well. I have another Embark test on hold, so I could always do her health testing as well. So we'll see how it all shakes out. My husband also wants pink collar girl. So, you know, he wants them all. I can't have a house full of all these dogs full time. So we will see. This is part of what we're gonna actually talk about probably next week, is the whole part of letting go of these puppies. How do we let go of such great little critters, and you know, why do I not have a whole house full of puppies? Because it is hard to let them go when we fall in love with so many of them. So we'll talk about that next week, with our letting go of them, as well as expectations for when they go home and puppies have to leave their siblings, and then they can, you know, feel sad and all of that. And that's something we should really talk about too. So I'm gonna leave that for the next video. Right? We'll talk about that. Yes, we will. So that's a smattering of tests that we do with each puppy, and I kind of do them quickly. I bring them in here. My husband and I actually bring them in here every night and play with them and do a variety of things with them like this. I'm gonna go ahead and write my notes down so that I have them for the families. But I would say, based on all of this, purple collar girl, she's inquisitive, and she's kind of a neutral, middle of the road dog that is easily adaptable. And so that's what I would tell my family to help them pick out a dog if they wanted a girl puppy. So that's our temperament testing. Now, if you wanted to go further and do more in-depth temperament testing, there are other tests out there, and you can do that with, you can look up online, you can take them to an actual place. There are professionals that can temperament test your dogs. I don't know how old they have to be for that, but that's something you can look into in the future if you wanted to really formally assess them, if you were thinking of using them as, let's say, a service animal. You're so sweet. You're a good girl. All right, I'll get back to you in a minute. I want to thank you all so much for joining us this week. If you liked today's video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that way we could all spend some more time together. In the meantime, we hope you all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you all in the next video.